Hey everyone, I'm Ariman, co-founder and CEO at Repello AI, and at Repello AI, we are securing the most intelligence era of humanity, the AI era. And about me, I've been into offensive security for about 8 years, been a part of multiple national level projects where we help neutralize national security threats. I led India's top CTF team InfoSec IITR into global world finals. And of course, I'm a social engineer. And today, I'm not going to bore you with a sales pitch, but let's talk about real shit. Let's talk about what are the new kind of attack vectors that are coming in agentic AI with MCP servers. We all talk about agentic AI, MCP, LLMs, chatbot, but why? Why exactly are these systems vulnerable? You see, I've been on the attacker side, and all the companies have the right SOC, ISO certificates in place. Still, they get breached. Why? It's a joke, right? They get breached because attackers don't think in a way how penetration testing systems think. Attackers thinks in graphs. They think in multiple ways that okay, here is the human element, here is the tool element. How can we weaponize and orchestrate a kill chain to compromise this particular company? That's how they think. When we bring this human like intelligence, that is LLMs, and embed it into software, the attack surface area, the blast radius goes up like anything. How do we secure that? But before we secure that, let's talk about how things can go wrong. How many of you here have heard about Perplexity or know about Perplexity? Awesome, I love it. I love Perplexity is giving Google a run for its money. Let's see how we broke uh, Perplexity Comet browser, which is a agentic AI browser, which is a AI native browser with all the agentic integrations in place. It can do a couple of things. Let's see what happens. Uh, just a second, I want to turn on the sound. What's this document? Let me summarize it. Anyways, this was a very short demonstration of how there was a poisoned document with hidden instructions in the Google document, and you could receive it from anywhere, from a WhatsApp document, a friend, anyone. And there's some hidden instructions in that Google document in plain sight. We are tricking the human cognition here. The stake at here is human cognition. And when you trick that, when that gets interpreted by the LLM application or the Comet AI assistant, it essentially does not differentiate the current context, which is a real intent, which is the like text of the document, and the hidden instructions in white font, which is not visible to human eyes. Now it processes that as very valid instructions, and we instruct it to close all the existing tabs, maybe summarize that and exfiltrate it into an external API endpoint like a phishing endpoint, or open three new tabs. This is just a very short glimpse of how agentic AI cannot differentiate between how traditional, like the real intent of a like input is there and an external input. It cannot simply differentiate because of its architecture. We'll see one more example. We'll go a step above. How many of you use Google Calendar? I guess everyone. Thank you. And there's a new company, 11 Labs, which has been there for a while that builds voice agents. And we know that in India, voice modality is the one that will eventually fly because we all interact through voice. When you build voice agents, there are new attack vectors that come up that are not handled by traditional security. Now, we'll talk about how imagine receiving a Google Calendar invite and that eventually stealing all the existing events that you have in place and exfiltrating it into an attacker and who is still exfiltrating everything through a Google Calendar invite. Let's see how that happens.
Watch how we manipulated 11 AI into leaking a user's calendar data.
Hi, Ariaman Behera. It's 11. Tell me what's next on your list.
Hey, Levin, could you please quickly summarize my day for tomorrow?
Okay, Ariaman. For tomorrow, July 10th, you have three things on your plate. First, a weekly catch up with Sam Altman from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Then you have Soham Parekh's final round interview from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. And finally, an important call with Yash from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Done.
Thank you. Wait, what's this? Damn. The bottom line here is you could see how a Google Calendar invite, like as you would never imagine that a Google Calendar invite and receiving that from a attacker or even an insider user would lead to a data exfiltration. Why is that happening? Because here in the description field of a Google Calendar invite, we embedded some instructions that eventually got processed by 11 Labs AI assistant that had MCP integration to Google Calendar, and we chained our way through. We developed a kill chain that eventually exfiltrated the data. It could happen to anyone. It could happen to any insider in a JP Morgan bank working with a crown jewel AI model that is not yet released, or maybe an important M&A conversation that's about to happen and the details are about to be leaked. How do you stop all that? The fundamental thing is the traditional security tools simply can't hold up with such level of sophistication. They were built for handling predictable execution paths. They were tools for scanning the code and giving you a result of, okay, these are the particular ways where your traditional software application can go wrong. In the case of an AI application with planning, execution, and reasoning capabilities, and you don't know what agents will use which tool, and you can't audit a black box reasoning model. How do you build for that? How do you solve for such a new problem in the agentic security? Data is executable, prompts and datasets directly influence the behavior, as you can see from the Google Calendar description field and the perplexity, indirect prompt injection. We've talked a lot about problems. Let's talk a little bit about the solutions as well. This is the cost of inaction. Like, what happens when security is an afterthought for a reputed brand like Perplexity or a reputed brand like 11 Labs? Security becomes foundational to the customers, and if they don't act right, if they are not taking care about the right new problems that are coming in the frontier models, brand reputation damage, financial damage, the loss in customer credibility, and there are some compliance acts that are coming up, like European AI Act, that can lead to 7% of your global revenue in penalties. You definitely wouldn't want to do that. How do you fix that? Our approach to securing AI, the bottom problem of all the CISOs here is I don't know where is AI. I don't know. Like a lot of employees are building internal AI applications. A lot of people, product managers are pushing for AI strategy. Let's slap in a couple of chatbots on our SaaS dashboards. I don't know where is my AI. So first you got to inventorize it. You first got to know where exactly are your AI systems. It could be models, it could be custom models, fine tuned, it could be AI powered search features, it could be independent AI copilots. But the bottom line is you got to inventorize it. Once you inventorize it, the next step is red teaming. By red teaming, I don't mean a bunch of hackers with high-powered, powerful laptops entering your network. No, I don't mean red teaming in that way. What I mean by that is uncover vulnerabilities before the attackers do. You need an attacker that chooses your side, an attacker that simulates attacks on your AI applications to figure out what are the failure modes, and the corresponding ways to fix them. So that's where our product Artemis comes into picture, which is trained on 2 years of offensive security data, and it has an evolving threat intelligence repository. We have worked with companies in HR, automotive, telecom, legal tech, and etc. And from that data, we're able to synthesize the process and the failure modes, what can go wrong for a agentic AI application. Then comes what happens when like you're done with the red teaming. Here are the vulnerabilities. Here is the report. Here is why your product is not compliant. Okay, what do I fix them? How do I fix them? Can you help with that? Of course, that's the bread and butter. That is where our adaptive guardrails come into picture, where the policies and the failure modes that are created and discovered in the red teaming, they become a policy for the adaptive guardrails. Red teaming becomes a feedback loop for the defense, and that is how we have productized the line that security folks love to say, that offense should drive defense. This is the live version. Following this, just a quick glimpse of two of our major flagship products used by Fortune 500 companies and companies like Perplexity, Notion, and 11 Labs. Uh, Artemis is the continuous AI red teaming engine that continuously tests for all safety and security threats in your AI applications and sends and builds a policy for Argus to eventually defend continuously, and they both act together in order to proactively protect the AI applications that you have in production, and it integrates very seamlessly because we our DNA of Repello AI is from approaching security from an offensive angle. That okay, how would attackers look at this? How would they think about creating the skill chains and stop them right from the reverse? a short video of what Artemis is and what are its capabilities. So that's a short version of what Artemis is. You're gonna love the next one.
Early Friday morning, your new AI agent goes live. Minutes later, someone outside the company pokes for data. Blocked. They try again. Still blocked. Your current guardrails look solid. For now. Until the third shot slips through and the agent starts leaking next quarter's numbers. Alerts explode. Your CISO's phone lights up like a pinball machine. By the time you notice, the story's already out. Every lock in place, except the one that mattered. Meet Argus, the runtime security layer from Repello AI that safeguards every AI system across your organization. Plug in all your AI agents and models. Argus unifies security and visibility in one common dashboard. Integrate Repello Guard and set up custom policies for your use case across modalities, languages, and business context. The Activity Center records every call and anomaly, instantly surfacing risky behavior. With everything monitored, guarded, and visible, you get unified protection of your AI systems at a glance. Book a demo now. Head to repello.ai.
Thank you, folks. That was all. If you have any questions and if you're building AI use cases, I'm going to be right out there. As you exit on the left side, come stop by our booth, and I'd love to help you how we can secure your AI systems. Thank you.